I've been in love with it, and just remembering from day one, being in the basement with my cousin Kyle West and sitting there. I know we must have gotten a whooping somewhere for destroying my uncle's pool table, because we instead of playing pool, we put all the equipment on top of the pool table, the 4-track and the organ, and we would just put songs together. And I know we ripped the cloth and did everything else like that, so we just stopped using it for pool and we started to use it for music. And and the way it started is we just traditionally would make music to ride downtown to the arcade, and people would hear it, and people kept commenting, this is kind of hot, this is good, why don't you guys do something? Well, we are doing something. We ride to the arcade, so that was where it really all started for us. And Kyle was at LSU, and I called him and I said, yo, Eddie F. from Heavy D and the Boys, which is my best friend, he's the reason I'm in the industry. Because Eddie would take our cassette and always put it in front of Andre Harrell or Russell Simmons or whomever, at the time, down in Chungking Studios and everything else. It just literally it would be this, keep it in your face, keep it in your face. And then finally, someone decided to take it seriously, and there was a deal that was structured, and then I got entered into this Sony Innovators thing.
Right.
And then Tom Joyner, my man Tom Joyner, was one of the judges, and Quincy Jones and Herbie Hancock were the final judges. And Quincy Jones chose Al B. Shore's tape out of a field of 51, and Herbie Hancock chose Terrence Blanchard as on the jazz side of it. Absolutely. So, and then the rest is history from there.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Monica, and you're watching Reelblack TV. Today, we have no other than the legendary producer, recording artist, radio DJ. Did I forget anything?
God-fearing man.
God-fearing man, Al B. Shore. Al, how you doing?
Oh, I am blessed. First of all, I'm happy to be here with you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm happy to be on Reelblack TV.
You,
what an amazing production you have, and I'm a big fan as well.
And what a lot of people may not know about you, Al, is that you're kind of responsible for breaking a lot of artists who are trendsetters. Like, you discovered Jodeci. If it hadn't been for Jodeci, there'd be no Timberland, there'd be no Missy Elliott. So you really set a trend for the 90s and the 2000s. Looking back,
well, I didn't necessarily discover them. I think what happened was I became aware of them when I was out on tour,
right?
On the Any Heartbreak tour. Now, they had already been doing their thing as the Haley Brothers as children. They were gospel singers.
Yeah, they were gospel singers in church.
But in terms of me being on tour and me running into the guys, and they snuck up to my room and figured out a way to sing for me. So I sent them immediately to Brooklyn, to where our offices were at Uptown. Immediately they got signed. They tried to do an album, and then Andre came to me and said, hey, listen, I need you to do the Quincy Jones tour. So he brought me the existing work, and I wound up revamping it and working with Devontae and changing the arrangements and writing songs. And I wrote for My Lady. I basically co-wrote most of the stuff with him, and just had a great time working with the fellas, because they were so talented, and again, organically self-contained, where it was all about the music for them, and they lived it, they ate it, they drank it, they slept it. I mean, everything that was about the music for them. So I enjoy working with artists that way. I mean, and the same thing with Faith Evans.
Yes.
Same thing with Dave Hollister. Same thing with Case. I mean, there's certain artists who are out there who are just organically just in love with the music, and I enjoy working with that. There's so many different artists that have come through my camp and used to sing my demos that I'm so proud of, and to see them explode on the scene. I've had an opportunity to work with, of course, my godfather, Quincy Jones.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Teddy Riley, David Bowie, Diana Ross, Robert Palmer. I got a Grammy with Al Green. And I don't do it for the accolades, and I never did it for the notoriety. It's just I'm in love with the music. And that's why I'm here 22 years later. It's the same thing I would tell any young, aspiring musicians that are coming into this. If you're talking to a young man, you tell him about a woman. If you don't love her, leave her alone. If you don't love her, leave her alone. Same thing with the music. If you're not doing this for the right reason, just leave it alone, because it will kill you.
So let's talk about your album coming out in June on Hidden Beach Records. I know it's called Honey, I'm Home. So when a woman looks at that title, should she think, honey, I'm home, or deep and sexy, honey, I'm home?
Whichever way she needs to take it. Whatever makes her comfortable, and whatever makes her open that door.
Okay, whatever makes her open that door.
Absolutely. I mean, and the association of the name is just primarily because it's been a long time.
Okay.
I don't want to, like LL says, I don't want to call it a comeback.
Right.
Let's just call it part two. Let's just say I've been out to war, I've been off to sea, and I'm finally coming home. And and I bear gifts in hand, which are my emotions, my spirit, and my love. And I want to share it with this woman.
Right.
And I mean, like I said, it's a great gift for every man to have when you're on your way home, and to bring it home. And not that the men need any help, but all it is just a little assistant tool in the background to smooth things out.
Okay.
So I'm sorry for waiting for a long time, but
okay.
I hope people like the album and just allow yourself to enjoy the organic feel of real music again. I pulled together my whole team from first record. Kyle West, Break It Down.
Right.
I got Mo P. I got Terrence Dudley. I got my man Fanatic. I even got an appearance from my man Vi, this young cat out of Chicago who's bananas, in his spit game.
Okay.
Of course, Mike Monty, who's producing with me. I don't want to forget anyone. But it has a focus.
Right.
I never wanted to go into a situation where you say, I got this album with always worry about an artist who says, I got this album with a little something for everyone.
Yeah.
When you buy Sade, you know what you're getting, right?
You know what you're getting.
When you buy Babyface, you know what you're getting.
You know
right?
what you're getting.
When you
No
buy
surprises.
Quincy Jones, you know what you're getting.
Right.
That's the whole point. It is a focus.
Okay.
I'm not trying to please everybody. I made the music for me, but I used our common denominators. And just, and I think we have about maybe 13 to 14 cuts. I only remade 2 different songs. Usually I only remade one song.
Yes. Not give too much of the album away. I like the original songs in there as well, but you did a remake of Michael Jackson's The Lady in My Life. And it sounds so good that I actually pulled out Michael Jackson's CD and I had to compare it because it sounds that good. You did a good job.
It's actually Michael Jackson singing in that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like...
No, what I did was I channeled Michael when I was doing it. But, we did a remake of Lady in My Life. And then also did another remake of Sting, of the song Fragile. And it's just an amazing, If blood will flow, the flesh of steel I won't, drying in the color of the evening sun. Tomorrow's rain will wash the stains away. Something in our minds will always stay. Perhaps this final act was meant to clinch a lifetime's argument. Nothing comes from violence, nothing ever cool. For all us born beneath that angry star, as we forget how fragile we are. Woo! And I truly hope people embrace it. I truly hope that people enjoy and get into it and listen to the songs over and over and really digest the organic feel of real music again, real chord changes,
Right.
real harmonies. Let's put it in a nutshell. Remember In Effect Mode, the first album?
Yes.
Honey, I'm Home is In Effect Mode 2009 on steroids.
On steroids, okay. And this
All
is
right.
my last question. What would you say is the secret to your longevity, that you've been able to stay in the business and reinvent yourself and not kind of fall into the same pitfalls that a lot of other recording artists, talented recording artists, have fallen into? What's your secret to being in the game for 22 years successfully overall?
Well, you can term it as a secret, but it's not really a secret. It's actually what I said to you when we first started the interview. I'm in love with the music. That's all it is. I'm in love with the music. I didn't do this for any other. Myself and Kyle, we would run from school to the basement to do the music. It wasn't something contrived. It wasn't something you had to force. Mom just say, do your piano lessons. No, we ran to find the Stevie Wonder records to slow them down. And I mean, if you knew the stories, they're just amazing. But that's all it is. We love music. We can't sleep without it. We can't eat without it, without tapping, without hearing melodies. And something that Quincy taught me is the melody comes from God.
Wow.
And that's why we're able to, we keep God in it. And that's why we're able to keep going.
Wow. Well, Al,
I
I'll
appreciate
be
you.
sure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I want to do this to you. I really do. Can you just sing the hook of Night and Day? And I'll be happy.
Okay. All right. I can tell you how I feel about you night and day. How I feel about you. Something like that?
Something like that. Thank you.
At least I remember the words after
You
22
made
years.
my next 10 years.
Oh, thank you. Blessings to you. Reelblack TV. Keep it locked. Do not move.